Welcome to the Foodstore Chefs again. Today I'm joined by Cloudy Bay winemaker Tim Heath. We're going to be matching two of New Zealand's finest luxuries, oysters and Cloudy Bay Pelorus. I'm going to cook lightly poached oysters with a chive and caviar butter sauce. And this is what you're going to need for the recipe. Got some fresh Cleveland Coast oysters, a fennel bulb, 1 lemon, 1 shallots, 1 garlic clove, bay leaf, and about 50 mils of white wine, 100 mils of cream, and 50 mils of white wine vinegar, some salmon caviar, some fresh chives, and some butter. Right, so we've got these beautiful Cleveland Coast oysters, so they're still in the shell. So best way to shuck them is either go through the bottom or through the side of the oyster. Hold it with your arm, or ideally put a cloth there. Just get your knife in and you sort of twist it. You just take the top off like that. And then you've got the oyster exposed. Make sure there's no shell in there. And then just go down, take the muscle off the side of the shell, just tip it out. And we're going to reserve all these juices. So if you want to just take a few of those.
Sure.
And in the meantime, we're just going to get the butter sauce on. So basically, in a hot pan, white wine, equal parts white wine and white wine vinegar. Then high heat, we're going to start reducing that. We're going to add 1 bay leaf for some flavour. We're going to add a little bit of garlic. So we're just going to add a little bit of sliced shallot into the reduction. And we're going to lightly poach the oysters in our sauce. But as the sauce is reducing down, we're going to just get a little bit of garnish for the shell. A fennel ball, just going to really lightly shave that. Just marinate it in a bit of oil. So, Tim, why have we chosen Pelorus today to match with the oysters?
Yeah, so Cloudy Bay Pelorus, it's a method traditionnel sparkling wine from New Zealand. So it has really tight, fine palate structure, as well as a nice creamy mid-palate. And both of those things I think you see in an oyster. You've got that briny flintiness, as well as that creamy flesh.
Right, so we'll just check our reduction now. So you can see it's almost all gone. This is the stage when we want to start finishing the sauce. So we're just going to put a splash of cream. And then we've got just really cold butter. So we'll bring this back to the boil, and we're just going to add 1 to 2 knobs at a time, and just going to shake it in. You don't want to boil this sauce now, otherwise you will split it. Something's going on in Blenheim. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so if you're down our way between December and April, you can visit Jack's Raw Bar at the Cloudy Bay Vineyard. So you can call in, enjoy a flute of Pelorus sparkling wine, matched with some shuck-to-order oysters.
Awesome.
Salmon sashimi, Cloudy Bay clams, beautiful. The name Jack's Raw Bar comes from a dolphin called Pelorus Jack, who used to swim in the Marlborough Sounds, and you'll see him on the top of every bottle of Cloudy Bay wine. And it's open between December and April on the weekends.
Wow, fantastic. Can you see it's nice and glossy, it's nice and thick. We're just going to strain out all the shallots and bay leaf and stuff. So we're just left with this beautiful sauce. Obviously, you don't want to boil this because you've got butter in there. The sauce is finished, you don't want to reduce it, split it, anything like that. Keep the sauce lightly warmed, and we're just going to pop in these oysters, and they're just going to lightly poach. And some of this reserved oyster juice, just put a little splash of that. So just keep swirling it around. It's not going to take long, it'll only take a couple of minutes, sort of almost plumped up a little bit. So that's fine. So just going to sprinkle some chives over. A little squeeze of lemon. And there you go. We'll grab a plate. So I've got a nice plate here, a little bit of sea salt, just mixed with a little bit of water, and that's going to be a base. So I'm just going to wipe the shell, pop it on. Just going to lay a little bed of the fennel. So we just got a little bit of citrus oil just to dress this. It'll give us a nice fresh crunch as well. Get our oysters, so give them another little shake, make sure they're all nice and coated. Pop them on top of the fennel. Just a little bit more sauce in the shell. A little bit of salmon caviar on top. And there you go. Simple as that.
Gorgeous. Looks fantastic, Mark. Delicious. Works so well with the wine.
Just really cuts through that butter.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it does have that beautiful line of acidity, but it's a nice, creamy, sophisticated sparkling wine too, so beautiful food pairing, Mark.
Fantastic. So here's my dish, lightly poached Cleveland Coast oysters with a caviar and chive butter sauce, matched perfectly with the Cloudy Bay Pelorus. And I'll see you next time.
The Cloudy Bay Wine Bar is now open at the Foodstore on Auckland's Viaduct Harbour.